Hello, my name is Courtney Kokonos and I'm a journalist for Shippensburg University. I've never been personally affected by breast cancer until I came across some statistics of reported cases in the Pennsylvania Department of Health. In the dataset, there were roughly over 11,000 reported cases of breast cancer for women in Pennsylvania. I found the dataset to be prominent for the year of 2013. Those numbers looked pretty high to me. I started to ask myself how to find out if I could be at risk. In my dataset, I found that Caucasian women had made up a 3% higher portion of reported cases than African American women. I organized an interview with breast imaging coordinator Nicole Cook of the Carlisle Breast Center in hopes she could answer a few of my questions.
Nicole Cook. I'm the breast imaging nurse coordinator here at the Penn State Health Breast Center. And, I work with the radiologists who perform mammograms and biopsies and all the breast imaging that is done. I work with them. I track biopsy results and make sure that no one slips through the cracks. Basically, I also go out into the community and do community outreach, breast education and things like that, health fairs and things. I just make sure that all the biopsies we do, that the results get back to the hands of the physician and that, the appropriate management of the condition is followed up with. So if it's a breast cancer, I make sure they get appointments with the surgeon and for different things and that we consult with them and give them the results and that kind of thing.
After learning what Nicole does on a daily basis, I asked her what inspired her to do work with a career that helps with breast cancer patients. She then revealed to me that she herself was a breast cancer survivor. Nicole was diagnosed at age 37, which is considered young for my data set. I found that most reported breast cancer cases fell within women over the age of 40, and the highest, most common age range for women for breast cancer cases are women in their 60s. This made Nicole an outlier in my research.
I'm a breast cancer survivor myself. I had breast cancer at age 37. And I was very happy with my experience here at the Breast Center. I really like the collaboration that they have and the setting and just the employees that work over here. They're kind of special. It's kind of a different experience from any other office that you visit. I don't know why. It's just really like a caring place. So after I went through what I went through, this job opened and I happened to see it and apply, and I love it. I had invasive ductal carcinoma. I had a lump that I found myself, and I wasn't old enough to have screening mammograms, so I, went to the doctor, and she was like, oh, it's probably nothing. I didn't have any family history or anything like that, so wasn't really expecting it to be a cancer, and I was pretty shocked when it was, but I ended up having surgery and chemotherapy, and that was 4 years ago. It was completely unknown cause, and that's typically how it is for women. Only about 5 to 10% of the women that we diagnose have a family history. Most of the time, it's for, unknown cause.
After Nicole explained that she had no family history of breast cancer and that only around 5 to 10% of women that are diagnosed in their breast center do have a family history, I then wanted to know if family history doesn't in fact play a large role in developing breast cancer at all, and if not, what are some of the factors that may make you or me a high risk?
Getting breast cancer, starting your period at an early age, or having menopause at a late age. Women who are overweight have an increased risk. Women with high breast density have an increased risk, and women who smoke or drink more than one alcoholic beverage a day are at increased risk. Women who breastfeed have a lower risk. It's just a combination of factors, that we know increase risk. It's nothing definite that you can say, oh, that smoking caused your breast cancer or whatever. It just is a contributory thing.
With the importance of being checked and early detection on my mind, I asked Nicole if she feels 40 is the go-to age to get checked, considering her cancer was found at age 37.
Exercise lowers your risk, having a healthy body weight. The biggest thing you can do is just be proactive and do your breast exams. And, if you're 40, have your breast mammogram every year. Early detection is the key to the best outcome. So screening is very important. We recommend 40 here at the Breast Center. There's been different studies and research done supporting different ages and so forth, but the Society of Breast Imaging and the American Academy of Radiology, ACR, they recommend yearly screening beginning at age 40. And American Cancer Society also states in their screening statement that starting at 40 saves the most lives. So we follow that. We don't detect as many in women between ages 40 to 45, but they are still detected. So we feel it's important to screen women, any woman above 40, especially if there's a family history.
I became curious as to why 40 is the magical number. In my data set, the youngest reported case of breast cancer in 2013 was the age of 20. There was a 0% chance of reported cases for anyone under the age of 20. What about aging increases the chances of breast cancer, and why does it not show up in children like other cancers?
The longer your breasts are exposed to hormones like estrogen and progesterone and different things, the more likely it is to occur. I don't know the fact that that's accurate, that no woman under the age of 20 has. I have heard there were some cases of younger women like 18, and I thought I heard of 15. I don't know if that's true. The older you get, age is actually your biggest risk factor that I didn't mention. The older you get, the higher your risk is for getting breast cancer. So if you're 80, you're much more likely to get it than a 20-year-old. Now, with that said, women who get it early on in their 20s and 30s, they are usually women who carry a gene mutation, like a BRCA, BRCA. These women they may come from a family that has lots of breast cancer or, other cancers. And, they're always women who are diagnosed with breast cancer premenopausal. We always do genetic screening on them to rule out any gene mutation.
I then brought up the main data set that sparked my interest. In the year 2013, there was a 3% higher reported case rate in white women than in black women. Does race factor into the risk of developing breast cancer? Why is it higher in white women?
No, that is statistically how it has been. In the past, it is more prevalent in Caucasian women. With that said, for African American women, they're most likely to get breast cancer than any other cancer type. And when they are inflicted with it, it tends to be more aggressive, but it is most prevalent in Caucasian. I mean, I could have my ideas and opinions, but they're not research based. I think our environment and our dietary habits and things like that are a huge contributory factor, but that's not proven through research, so it's just my opinion.
In the data set, I found that out of the 11,000 reported cases of breast cancer in the year 2013, 126 were men. I never knew men could develop breast cancer. Why is breast cancer not as common in men as it is in women?
It's because we menstruate and it's just our genetic makeup. Usually men who get breast cancer have a gene mutation, the BRCA, and it is very low incidence in men. But yes, they can have it. And we have breasts. We have fibroglandular tissue in our breast, which is the tissue that makes breast milk and carries breast milk to the nipple, and our breasts are just different than men's breasts. So
I then thanked Nicole and asked if she had any other final thoughts for me or you. And she stressed the importance of monthly self-examination.
I think it's important for young women to know their breasts and to do a monthly breast exam. So if something changes, they can visit their physician.
With the importance of being checked as the main takeaway point for my interview with Nicole, I began to wonder how men and women of all ages can help raise breast cancer awareness and the importance of self-examinations. I sat down with Shippensburg University PRSSA student Kelsey Hallahan, who helped organize the Feel Your Boobies event held on the Shippensburg campus during Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October.
My name is Kelsey Hallahan, and I'm a senior at Shippensburg University, and my major is public relations. For PRSSA, we helped out the women's group with the Bras Across Campus event, which was on October 10th. We just collected new or gently used bras to make a bra chain at the event. The founder of the Breast Cancer Coalition was there, and then a bunch of other speakers who had dealt with breast cancer or were affected by it in some way.
What I wanted to know is what this event did to raise awareness, and how were the students reached to either attend the event or be motivated to conduct at least a self-examination.
Personally, I just did the fundraising table in the Cub and told more people about the event. And then I showed up, listened to all the stories, helped make the broad chain with the rest of the PRSSA people. We started like a month in advance to plan it out and what we were going to do. We set up fundraising tables in the Cub. So a bunch of people stopped by and made little paper bras that we hung up around campus. People donated money for stickers and stuff. It was a pretty small turnout, so I feel like they should promote it better on social media, on SHIP's social medias, and maybe PRSSA and SUTV and the radio. Also, two SHIP alumni, Holly Hara and Julie Radcliffe, produced and directed a film that premiered the same night as the Bras Across Campus event. And they just spoke with a lot of survivors, and that's where some of the speakers came from for the event too. I don't know if any copies are being sold, but SHIP was the first campus to view it, and then they're going around to different universities, I think state schools first, and showing off the videos.
I then asked Kelsey what she took out of volunteering for this event, and now knowing that just because 40 is the age women are recommended to get checked, you can still be at risk even at a young age.
There's one girl who was actually around our age, like 21 or so, and she actually really impacted me. It showed me that anybody could really get breast cancer. It made me more aware. Maybe I should do more self-examinations or get myself checked out. You should always feel your boobies. That's what you should be doing. Check for lumps.
Thank you all so much for listening. I hope this was able to educate you in some way. I know I've sure learned a lot while conducting my research. I, for one, will start performing self-examinations and making some different health choices after I tune out with you. Thank you very much for listening to my very first podcast. This has been Courtney Kokonos of Shippensburg University, and I hope I helped make a small difference for breast cancer.